All right. So since we're kind of talking about records and all of that stuff, no team currently is on pace for 100 wins this season, which is the first time since, if it happens this year, it'll be the first time since 2014 that no team has won 100 games. In 2014, could you guys tell me who had the most wins in the major leagues?
14. So year after the Red Sox won the World Series, so that's
And the answer will surprise you, I think.
Twins.
No. We have a regular that comes on and usually comments, and he's an avid fan of this team.
Angels.
Angels.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they led the league in wins that year. That
With
no
how many?
one won 100. I think it was like 86. Like it wasn't like it was low.
So no one even hit 90.
No, like it was crazy.
And what's the highest pace this year? You said no one's on pace for 100. Do you know what the highest?
I don't have the pacing, but our best
All right.
record in baseball right now is
It was. I saw it
69
yesterday.
and 49.
I saw it yesterday. You've got 3 teams on pace for 98 wins. The Guardians,
Okay,
the
so
Orioles, and the Yankees are all on
Orioles
pace
and
for
the
98.
Yankees.
Phillies are on pace for 97.
all right. So it's
They're
it
close.
wouldn't take a major. It wouldn't take a major run. for
Oh,
a
just
team to
kidding.
get on
Nine.
pace,
It was 98 in 2014 by the Angels.
Oh,
My
90.
fault.
Oh, so they were
It
right.
was 98.
Close.
Yeah, they were right there. 98. I was
Okay.
like 86 seems too
Alright.
low. That's why I double checked.
Yeah, I was going to look that up too because I think you mean 96, but
Yeah, 98.
Yep.
So yeah, your top records in
I think that's
baseball
good,
were
though.
the Angels, the Nationals, and the Orioles in 2014.
Look, I think this balanced schedule helps. I mean, you
Mhm.
got more teams playing good teams, and this is what we were hoping for at the beginning of the year when we were talking about like the preseason kind of prediction stuff. We were talking about how there were a number of divisions that we saw as just completely wide open. This is what we want. You want divisions that have 3, 4, theoretically 5 teams in the division that all have a legitimate chance to win games and make a play for it. You're kind of seeing it here, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because how often you get a team that wins 105, 106, and the next best team wins 94, 95. I mean, yes, 10 games ahead as far as best record in baseball, but do they have a 10 times better chance or whatever, a
No.
10 game chance to win the World Series? No. I mean, give me good games year round because you're going to get good games in the playoffs. You're going to get good
Yeah.
series in the playoffs. You might as well just give it to me all year round too. So
Yeah.
I have no issues with it. I don't think I think if anything, it's a kind of an incline in the talent and not a decline.
Yeah, and it's like we talked about the All-Star break. The first half was a little bit of a false read because the Guardians and Phillies got off these crazy hot starts, but they had the easiest schedules in baseball. They've got harder schedules in the second half, and you're seeing that. The Phillies are struggling right now, and the Guardians are
Mhm.
also struggling right now. They're facing more teams that are better in a greater percentage of their games, and you're seeing them struggle, like putting them back to normal. I mean, you've got the Phillies who've been atrocious since the All-Star break are 4-6 in their last 10, and that's actually the best 10 game streak they've had since the All-Star break. They've had 2 10-game windows. The Guardians are 3-7, but they're facing better teams every night, and it's harder. So they've come back to life. In the meantime, the Orioles and Yankees have caught back up to them. And I think you're going to see the National League. You've got quite the race going with all the different teams that are still in contention, both for divisions and the wild card. American League not quite as tight, but you're seeing the second half be the normalizer we thought it would be, and putting all these teams in a pretty tight cluster, which to your point, Sean, is what you want. You want it to be more balanced.